Hello, hello, hello. Hello, and welcome to Ask Medina, my podcast on Monday evenings. Wanted to just share a little bit about a serious topic. Let me just get out of the sun so that you can actually see me and I'm not squinting. Serious topic known as seasonal affective disorder. Many folks don't realize, but in the change of the seasons, a lot of times what happens is that people start to experience depressive symptoms, like less energy, sleeping more, craving sweets. I know I do that anyway, but craving sweets. Um, Increased weight gain, which is an issue that people have oftentimes. Feeling sad, not really feeling like they're doing their very, very best um, at work or just in their regular, normal routines, work activities, and kind of like withdrawing a little bit from friends and just enjoying their normal times that they might have socially. And nobody really understands the reasons for seasonal affective disorder other than um, potentially history, if you have a history of depression or family history. Um, if you, a lot of people believe that it's changes in your internal clock, like your internal balance. There's a lot of adjustments when we go from summer or any season into the next. So going from the summer into the fall is a big deal in the winter months. There's a lot of changes that can happen with people physically. So people think that that could be a contributing factor. Um, there's in our brains we have what's called serotonin. So there's a belief that there could be a decrease in the amount of serotonin that's in our brain functioning, or melatonin, because of our sleep patterns are a little bit different. There's an adjustment in that that somehow could contribute to it. So the melatonin is the chemical that we make in our brains, in our bodies, naturally in our brains, that trigger us to go to sleep. And sometimes people don't have or are not making enough of that. And so it becomes difficult for them to sleep. So that could, is believed to be a contributing factor. But nobody really knows why SAD or seasonal affective disorder exists. Um, One of the other things that could also contribute to this, and this is really important, is substance use issues could definitely impact substance use and social, whether or not you are not participating as much socially. So, kind of staying in more, not really being around people. So, those two factors, but really, substance use can really complicate it. And again, if you have a family history or a history of depression, that can sort of weigh in on how serious seasonal affective disorder can be. So I'm standing outdoors because I am trying to get as much light as possible. So I spend a lot of time in my office. I am constantly on meetings and calls and all sorts of things. And so I know that it's really important to get my exercise in, but it's really important to get light. So light or sunlight or any kind of light is actually one of the best things that you can do in order to combat seasonal affective disorder, believe it or not. So there is, sometimes when people have difficulty even getting outside, there are different light bulbs, believe it or not, that you can buy. You might have seen them in the stores. I know places like Lowe's and any, I would probably say most Lowe's and or I don't know, anywhere where you can find household items that you may purchase, they carry those light bulbs. You'll see them. I think I've even seen them at Costco. I've seen them at Costco where they are light. They're called daylight bulbs, but it gives off enough light to help generate or stimulate you. And that is actually one of the things that people utilize in order to combat seasonal affective disorder. For me, I love to go outdoors. So, what I do is I will spend time outdoors in order to get enough sun, in order to help stimulate the chemicals in my brain, serotonin levels, in order to help to balance myself out. So it's something that I'm very conscious of. Anyone can get seasonal affective disorder. Nobody knows or understands, why it happens, but it happens. If you find that you notice that you have some of these, you're feeling much less energetic, a little down, like down in the dumps, especially, and you notice it in and around the time where our weather starts to change, like our fall, because I love fall. It's beautiful. I love the change of the leaves. I love the fact that I can wear my sweaters. I'm rocking my sweater today, my off-white sweater. Um, I love that. But the only thing about that is that it does bring with it shorter days and less light. So that's one of the things that could be impacting people's moods. So you want to be mindful of that. If you notice that you have any of these symptoms, if you notice it, or somebody that you love, or friend, family member, some of the things that you can do is to suggest getting outside more, making sure that you're spending more time outdoors. You want to make sure that you're sleeping. Sleep is so important, but you want to make sure that your sleeping is on point. You got to get those hours in. Really, a good seven, believe it or not, 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. I know for you night owls, but 7 to 8 hours of sleep is really, really what you need in order to function well. Vitamin D. Get with your primary care provider, your doctor, to find out what the right amount of vitamin D is for you. Vitamin D K2. Very, very important. And you want to make sure that the vitamin D that you're taking is going to be absorbed properly. And so talk with your healthcare provider. Make sure that you do that. Believe it or not, vitamin D makes a huge impact on fighting depression as well as other physiological disorders. Extremely important. Um, let's see, socializing with friends. So when you have or feel the need that you want to kind of retreat a little bit and you notice that you're not around folks, you know what, make some plans to go out and have a good time with friends. A nice laugh, being around folks, that you normally have a good time with. Laughing is therapy. Trust me, there is a such thing called laugh therapy, believe it or not, people. I'll talk to you about that some other time. But laugh. You want to be in an environment that will make you happy. You know why? Because your brain doesn't know the difference. So when you experience a certain thing, your brain tells the rest of your body how to react to it. And whatever we think, it attaches to how we feel. So you could feel down in the dumps and, not really feel like you want to be around people. And then all of a sudden, I mean, how many of us have had this? I know for me, because I'm always so busy and I'm always moving, I kind of like to be quiet. But I also notice that that's not always good. It's good. I love to, my idea of a great time is to, curl up in the blankets and watch a great movie. And enjoy my favorite takeout or something like that. But that's not always good to do. And so if you notice that you have a tendency to retreat a lot and avoid being around people, that it seems to be hard for you to be around people, you want to pay attention to that. That's super important. Let's see, what else can we? Um, One of the things you want to make absolutely sure of is I can't say enough about nutrition. Um, there's a lot of folks that know me. In the past, when we had COVID, oh my goodness, during COVID and we were on lockdown, I probably gained and didn't realize it a good, I don't know, 30 pounds. It was really subtle. And because I'm tall, and with my frame, it's not something that I noticed. And then I'm 52. So at my age, it's interesting. I could look at food and just sort of, I don't know, it seemed like the pounds would just pile on for whatever I would inhale, and the calories would just jump on. But one of the things I did do was through good nutrition, I was able to lose it. But it was amazing how when I started to make some of the adjustments that I made nutrition wise, how much better my mood and my energy was. So there's no doubt about it. When you want to fight any sort of mood challenges or seasonal affective disorders, you got to hit the nutrition. The nutrition is so important. So, good nutrition, good sleep, socializing with friends, minimizing the alcohol. Why? The alcohol is a depressant. Um, and it's going to throw off your sleep patterns, and it may even throw off you eating the way that you really should. So you want to be careful about that, particularly if you're all really feeling down, because again, alcohol is a depressant. But anyway, I just wanted to share that little bit with you. Make sure that you're getting outdoors, you're getting your light as much as possible in these changing times. If you have any further questions, I will be more than happy to answer them on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Ask Medina live. I will be live and I will be available to answer any questions for you. I particularly don't talk about too many topics, and I wait for people to arrive on the line on purpose. The reason I do that is because I want to give people an opportunity to truly ask me in the moment questions that they may have. And sometimes, people are less likely to do that if you're chattering. So it's not about me, it's really about you, and I really want to give you that time. So I'm encouraging you all, if you have a question, you can inbox me, you can message me, you can send me a message on in any one of my social network venues, and I will be more than happy to answer, or you can get on live and you can ask me in the moment. Until then, I look forward to meeting with you all and talking to you all on Thursday. Have a great night. Goodbye for now.